Hello, my name is Vanderminden Jr. I've been at Telescope for, since 1971 is when I first started here. And I'm currently Senior Vice President. Well, here at Telescope, we're really proud of our environmental policies and actions, and we strive every day to do the best we can for the environment and for this area. I remember back when I very first started, well actually when I was a kid running around, we were burning coal here. I was probably around 15 or 16, they switched over to burning wood. And the wood used to be loaded into these two boilers that we have by hand. It was pretty labor intensive, and on a cold day we would burn 20 tons of wood. So you can imagine two guys standing in front of boilers loading 20 tons of wood in over the day was pretty tough going. So my dad and I started working on an automated system to feed chips into the boilers. We built conveyors and silo and all kinds of stuff so that we could feed chips into the boiler and not have to hand feed. Most of the chips were coming from our woodlands. We managed our woodlands by selective cutting. We would use the good logs for our wood products, and the cull logs we would use for fuel wood. We don't do any clear cutting. It was all very selective cutting because we wanted our forest to grow as much good wood as possible. So our system is also kind of unique in that we use natural draft that requires almost no added power. It allows it to burn nice and clean without using any electrical energy to speak of in the process. To almost all the wood burning systems that are on the market these days, they use electricity to help add air to the combustion system. We've done some calculations in the past, and we determined that if we were burning oil, we would use about 800,000 gallons of oil per year to heat the facility. So we're real satisfied with our wood burning. You know, we've always been really conscious about keeping good environmental practices, trying to be as clean as possible in everything we do. Most of the wood that we're burning today comes from local loggers that we buy. They're cull logs. Some we buy as logs, some we buy as wood chips, and some of the logs come off our own property and off our own forest lands. It all ends up as chips to get fed into the boilers. If we weren't burning these chips, we would be using about 800,000 gallons of oil throughout the heating season. So from our sustainable logging practices to our recycling of aluminum and plastics and other production materials, none of it is scrapped or thrown into a landfill. It all gets melted down or reused. We strive to have the lowest impact on our environment and on our community. When I look back at my life and time at Telescope, I'm really proud of what we've accomplished here. It's a great place to work, great people here, and I'm very proud of what we've done as a company, and I'm really excited to see how things move forward in the future as I step down and move aside for the next generation.